What is up, everybody? Dan Rock Zero here once more with 2000 Year in Review. ECW's HeatWave coming right at you. Now, ECW, they're going through a whole lot of shit. A whole lot of shit. You had Mike Awesome go to WCW, selling the ECW brand out. Then you have HeatWave. Now, here they are bouncing checks left and right. Their debut on the West Coast in Los Angeles, California. And they can't even afford to really put the show on. They can't afford to put the show on, yet if they don't put the show on, then they're fucking fucked. So, they're fucked if they do, and they're fucked if they don't. So, Paul Heyman has to borrow money from Vince McMahon. That's right. Paul Heyman has to go to another company to borrow money so that they could do their own pay-per-view. Yikes. This is why when Paul Heyman was hired in 2001, he had to, all the money he was earning, he had to pay Vince McMahon back. Anyways, how is HeatWave? Well, it's a so-so show. There's very little to talk about here. Most of the matches are just and really they're not a whole lot to talk about here. We have Danny Doring, Kid Cash, and Roadkill defeating Simon Diamond, C.W. Anderson, and I forgot their tag team partner. I really did. I'm sorry. This was okay match. 4 out of 10. Next up, we have Jerry Lynn defeating Steve Corino in a bloody, gruesome match. This was a good match. Bloody as it can be. Very good, though. 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Nova and Che defeating the Baldies. Of course, New Jack had to be involved here. Even though he's fucking injured, he still has to be involved. A 4 out of 10. He just... Next up, we have Tajiri defeating Psychosis, Lil Guido, and, well, it's just supposed to be an international three-way. Mikey Whipwreck gets involved, and it turns into an international four-way. Okay? Well, this was a good match. Tajiri gets the victory. By hook or by crook, this was a good match. A 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Rhino defeating the Sandman in a fucking war for the to retain the television championship. This was a good match, but not much else to say about it. It was good, and there was some good spot, a lot of good bumps. Rhino did this pile driver from the apron to the outside on the Sandman. Very good. Very good match. A 6.5 out of 10. Then we have Rob Van Dam defeating his former best friend, the guy who turned on him at Hardcore Heaven. You probably don't even remember him. I don't remember him at all. I don't even know this guy. It's Scotty Anton. Yeah, that's one hell of a name. If you like Rob Van Dam whooping ass, this is it. This is basically what he does. Now, he wins by doing the Van Terminator, which is fucking cool. So, with that spot, the Van Terminator, it gets a 4. Then we have Just Incredible defeating Tommy Dreamer to retain the ECW Championship. And this was a good match. Just like their Stairway to Heaven match, or Stairway to Hell match. This was very good. A 7 out of 10. So while you do have some really good matches, you have like 4 matches that got in the 3-star range. You have 3 matches that got a 6 through a 7. You just have some matches here that just aren't really worth talking about. It's a very average show. You know, there's no high, there's no low. It's very evened out. A 5.5 out of 10 is my final verdict. I know this is one of my shorter reviews, but that's all there was to say. HeatWave was very controversial. You know, Paul Heyman having to borrow money just to do this pay-per-view, you know, it really kind of puts that whole, you know, the stereotype where all Jews are good with money, I guess, does not actually exist because Paul Heyman is not good with money whatsoever. I'll catch you next time for New Blood Rising and SummerSlam. And I won't see you again for ECW's pay-per-view until Anarchy Rules. So bye. A 5.5 out of 10. That's my final verdict. Goodbye.